Jaguar had something of a renaissance in the mid-noughties. Its cars before then were pretty good, but the world was moving quicker than Jaguar and eyes were drawn over to Germany. Then the new XK, XF and XJ appeared and kick-started a Jag revolution. Soon the F-Type and CX-75 came as well, ensuring Jaguar had a place on bedroom walls all over the world. But until now, there's been something missing. And that's a car that normal people can buy. You see, the XF, though pretty and pretty damn good, is a bit big for some people, the XJ even more so. The F-Type, well, that can't seat a family of four now, can it? And the CX-75 isn't really a real car. You see the problem. What Jaguar needs is a small family exec saloon, something to really hammer home to the Germans just how good Jags can be. And it hopes the XZ is the car for the job. It's something Jaguar used to be really very good at. Take the Mark II, for example. It was sensibly sized and favoured by criminals. Good for the bad, if you will. Frippery aside, it was very good at what it did, and it's still much loved today. Now, Jaguar's last concerted effort at a car in this segment, it didn't go down quite as well as the Mark II. It was called the X-Type, and put it like this, in the long run-up to the XZ, I saw precious little, if any, reference to it from Jaguar. So Jag's really proud of that one then. Really proud. I've often wondered why Jag's taken so long to take on the 3 Series C-Class and all that. What can be so hard about distilling what's happened up to this point and making it a little bit smaller? Well, that's simple, because while everything that's come before has been unmistakably Jaguar, it's also been suited to the area it works in. The F-Type, for example, isn't overly comfortable and cosseting and squidgy and warm and lovely. It's a performance car. It goes very, very quickly, very, very well. The XJ is a land barge. It's giant and luxurious. The XF, it's smooth and quiet and perfect for its segment. But if Jaguar is going to make a successful car in a smaller segment, well, it has to have a mix of everything that makes Jaguar Jaguar, little bits from all over the range. But because it's in this particular segment, it has to be described as a word I'm loath to use. It has to be sporty. Because this has to out 3 Series, the 3 Series, while also being a Jag. Its job is to keep me happy, so when I finish my day job at a small but promising accountancy firm, I don't want to kill myself on the way home. My mum has to like it too, so it can't be too hard to ride in. And it's got to stay fresh, so I still like it after 3 years. So, is the XZ one of those? Thankfully, yes it is. Now, let's start off with the car we're in. This is the current range-topping XES. It's got a 3-litre V6 with 340 horsepower and 332 pound-foot. 0 to 62 takes 5.1, but 0 to 60 takes 4.9. Its top speed is limited to 155 miles an hour, and the engine is the same one you get in the F-Type sports car, which means this thing is bloody quick. And the engine, well, it's awesome. It's a great engine. I loved it in the F-Type, I really did. And in this, it's got a slightly different character, but it still feels good. In an F-Type, it bangs and pops and crackles and makes this enormous cacophony, and it sounds bloody brilliant. In this, it's less vocal. It's not quite as shouty. So there's no pops and cracks and bangs, but you do get a lovely supercharger whine when you're hammering it down the road. And you get that V6 rumble as well. It just sounds good. It sounds right. I like the look of it. The front is very striking. The rear isn't quite as impactful, though it does have a little hint in the rear lights from the F-Type. There's a little detail in there, and that's a nice touch, but it isn't quite as exciting as it probably could be. Handling wise, steering's wonderful. You can place the car with ease. You know where it is, you know what it's doing, you get great feedback. The visibility is good. The rear window is a little small, but the wing mirrors more than make up for that. They're massive. The gearbox, an 8-speed ZF unit, is lovely. It's an utter joy to use. Quick flip of the paddle, gear change. Wonderful thing. Jag really knows what it's doing when it comes to its auto gearbox. Now, I haven't driven a manual car yet because they don't do a manual gearbox on the S. I suspect that's a yet because they'd be stupid not to. But they do it on the smaller engine cars, and all reports thus far have been it's rather good. Once it goes from 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds, you do need it to stop. The brakes, again, Jaguar's done a really bloody good job. They feel really nice, really smooth, really linear. They work incredibly well. But it's just how quiet it is. It's a very smooth, very quiet ride. It just feels right. This is something Jaguar should have been doing for a very long time, but I'm glad it's taken its time. It's waited. It's waited to make sure the product it turns out is a stonker, and it really, really is. It really, really is. This is a real new leaf for Jaguar. It's all new, it's all super shiny, but it's got nice little touches from the Jaguar range. So this one, for example, has the F-Type's engine. It's also got the start-stop button that you get in one of those, and it pulses like the one you get in the F-Type. It's got F-Type dials on it. So you can have dials and an engine from an F-Type in your everyday family saloon. And it's comfortable, but press the right button and you can hoon to your heart's content. When you've had a crap day, you want to take the long route home, slip it into dynamic and let the 3-litre V6, well, let it make the supercharger scream. Now the S may be the top of the range at launch, but I have a sneaking suspicion that it's not going to be the top of the range forever. And I ended up talking to some people from Jag who may have hinted that possibly maybe the engine bay, well, the V6, it fits in there really, really well, but there might be some room for a V8. And when you think about it, say a 500 horsepower V8, well, that would show the BMW M3 where to go. It would certainly make a C63 feel a little bit silly. And I imagine the next generation of Audi RS4 might get a little bit scared as well. And considering I've seen what this thing can do on a track, and it's hilarious as is, a potential XER or even XERS would be something else. The XE is an incredibly important car for Jaguar. I also think it's an important car for the British automotive industry. This is going to be the company car one, it's going to be the entry-level Jag, it's going to be the car that a lot of people want. And this is a car that deserves to make that happen. It deserves to actually start that shift into a wider global stage. Let Jaguar be great not just in name only, but also actually because the car is pretty stonkingly brilliant. In all, the XE has been a long time coming, but it's been worth the wait. This thing is bang on. This probably is a national bias, but I've always found German cars a little cold. Technically brilliant, of course, but somehow lacking in a little soul. Yes, the 3 Series is the current king of the small exec saloons, but I get the impression that moving on from one might just be an easy job. Whereas selling this bad boy on, well, that might just sting a little. You see, Jaguar's created quite an emotional machine, and a very capable one at that. It's taken all its best bits and put them right where the Germans can see them. Now, 2 questions remain. Is it worthy of wearing a Jaguar badge? And should the Germans be afraid? I can answer both of those with one word. Yes.